guys, Bert here. So, I got a lot of really cool stuff sitting around the shop that people have been asking about because I only really ever go about guns and stuff like that. And that's not the only thing we really make here, so I'm going to go over some of that here in the next video, including this one, obviously. So, today, what we've got is Death Gun's mask from Sword Art Online. I love this thing. It is so cool. Just wearing this whenever we were at Comic-Con was a blast. Murph went as Death Gun, complete with the cape and with the gun and everything that we have that we'll do in another video. But the mask here is actually one of the better, if not not the best, but one of the best pieces I've actually made thus far, just as a finish to make it kind of look as perfect as possible. It is printed just with regular PLA at, I think it was 200 microns. I think it was 200 microns. And just regular red and green filament. For the nose piece, I just used like a piece of cardboard that I spray painted black because otherwise my nose stuck through the front and it looked like crap. But yeah, it was just a really, really cool piece. Now, I got the model for this off of Thingiverse. Somebody else did make this, and then I 3D printed it. Took about a day. And we ended up giving it several coats in the acetone bath. So what we did is we just got some regular 100% acetone nail polish remover at the local general store. It's like 99 cents for that. So we got like 5 of them. And we just did an acetone bath. And what that acetone bath does with this PLA is it actually smooths out the front. Or smooths out the material. So it takes away a lot of the need to sand stuff. So if you get like a Brillo pad or a Scotch pad, probably use a Scotch pad, don't use a Brillo pad. Scotch pad, and then you put it on in the acetone and then you rub it. It almost gives it like a glassy ceramic feel to it, which makes the paint, obviously when it adheres to it, you don't see the lines. It removes a lot of the excess crap that would be on the 3D print. It makes it look a lot nicer. And then obviously I think we did 3 coats of regular primer, sanded it with 400 grit sandpaper, and then we did 2 coats of this automotive gunmetal. And then I took just regular boot polish, black, and just put it around it a little bit in some areas to give it a little bit of a wear and tear, make it look a little bit tarnished and, give it a bit of a distressed look. And then obviously the teeth here, we just painted that with just regular white acrylic paint, nothing fancy there. The eyes, what we wanted to use was red LEDs on like a backlit system to make them glow. But we found that whenever we did that, it actually ended up really bothering our eyes, and we had to use a solid like piece of plexiglass in order to make it work. Now the problem with that is that then your face is not able to breathe, and it would end up fogging up. Now what we did is we've got these little attachments here. There was actually a piece of elastic that went around here and down here. I don't know where they went, but what we ended up doing is we ended up installing 2 very small DC brushless fans that were from like old laptops and stuff I had laying around. And then we attached that to like a regular like USB 12 volt power supply. Then that blew cool air in here, so it kept you cool. Because if you've ever worn a mask like this during a convention or something, it gets hot as hell and it sucks. Anyway, we 3D printed these, little red, this, and just spray painted it red, and it worked phenomenally well. So, obviously, I can still talk with this on. Sounds a little bit different, not as great, but it still works just fine. And you're able to see just fine out of this because it's so close to your center field of vision that it doesn't obstruct it too much. And it's able to breathe. So you're not fogging up. You're not having to wipe your glasses down or anything like that. Because the gentleman who wore this, Murph, he wears glasses. So he's wearing his I'm sorry, there's an AC-130 flying over top here, landing at the base nearby. It was just very interesting to see one of those things fly so low. Anyway, we printed this and we just kind of inserted them here. Just, they just fit in there. We can pop them out if we need, but there's no real need to do that right now. And then we were going to wire in a smoke generator to this, which I did test run. What we did is we got one of those really cheap e-cig vapor things that I don't smoke, but what we did is we ran a small DC brushless pump fan that we made just using some regular vinyl vinyl tubing, and then we had it coming out of this spot here. Now whenever you'd touch the little connector switch, it would obviously create a vacuum drag on the e-cig, and then it would puff the smoke out of here, and it looked really, really, really cool. I mean, it looked badass. The only thing is it would go through like $15 in liquid in like 15 seconds. So we actually, it wasn't like 15 seconds. It would go through it extremely quickly. So we would only get like for on a full charge of the liquid, which I don't know how long that's supposed to last a normal person. It would last about 30 seconds. So you could only get like a couple really good puffs out of it, and then it was empty. And then you had to go through the trouble of refilling it, which was a total pain in the ass and just way too expensive for the whole project. So we'll maybe use that if we ever do like a really big convention and we need to make a really cool display. Yes, we will use that. But for general purposes, we didn't use it. Nonetheless, it did look totally badass. The mask, though, came out really, really well. Just two separate pieces, and then we printed these little flanges that came with it. And all in all, we really love it. It's definitely one of our favorite pieces that we have sitting on the rack here. We'll be going over some of the other stuff that we've got, in the next couple of days here. I'm actually going to try and play No Man's Sky because they just released an update for it, so hopefully it doesn't run like crap on my computer. Please God, because I tell you what, that's been horrible playing at 7 frames a second sometimes when it drops down is unbearable. But anyway, Death Gun's Mask from Sword Art Online, guys. Keep in touch, and we'll keep releasing some new videos here. Please subscribe, and don't be afraid to hit that favorite and like button. Leave us some comments. I've had plenty of people reach out to me about, getting a 3D printer or what to get, or even if they've bought a 3D printer, how they go about getting it to 3D print and getting the stuff to work. And I have no problem Skyping with anybody. So if you've got any questions or concerns or comments, please feel free to send us an email, drop us a comment, and we'll be happy to hear from you guys. Until next time, guys, I'm Bert from Pixel Armory. Boom!